Hello, today we're reviewing a computer desk by a company called Green Forest. So I'm actually going to assemble a desk. Not only am I just going to show it, but this desk can do a left or right orientation. I double checked with the manufacturer and they did confirm that this desk can go either to the left hand side or to the right hand side. So let's open it up and see what's inside. As you can see, it says heavy on all the sides. Pair of scissors here. All right. So now I've bought a chair from the same company because I wanted to see how the chair was, and the chair was good. And I liked it, so I decided to go ahead and buy the computer desk. Now, when I originally bought this, it was $100. It was lost. So Amazon refunded me. I went ahead and reordered the item, and it was $80. So I actually saved myself $20. So thank you to whichever courier lost it. So we've got some legs here. These are all steel leg. Got some welded corners here, so they're a little bit stronger. So obviously, we got some parts and pieces. Everything's wrapped in like a material, and it has little lips here. So I'm assuming these are the top, and the desk part sits on top of here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all the legs out. And we've even got some curved legs. As you can see, these have a curve, where the other ones were just straight. There's another straight leg. Everything's very nicely packed for protection, obviously, because I'm sure these have to be shipped overseas. Alright, so we got some packing material, get out of the way. There's this little plate here. I'm not sure what this is, but this is a good example. I'm going to assume this is the surface. So it's got like a textured finish to it. It's kind of like grip tape looking, but it doesn't actually have any grip. It's non-marking. Well, fingernail maybe, but it just wipes right off. The back side, there's like some sort of screw plastic pieces along with some sort of like sticker. I'm assuming to cover up the back of the wood. But I think what this material is, it's like a wrap. So this piece is just wrapped in some sort of material. So there's one little piece, I'm not sure what that is. We've got a parts bag, and we have a bag of little feet. These will help you level the desk. Alright, now let's see what's inside here. Let me clear some of the packaging out of the way. Now I would assume this is made out of some sort of MDF. I got this because my IKEA desk has seen better days. And what I didn't like is the top of the desk started to like, not chip, but it starts to peel off. Because with IKEA furniture, most of the time it's just particle board wrapped in like a sticker. So it started to peel off, so I'm hoping that this is a little bit better resistance. Obviously, time will tell. But for $80, it's the same price as the one I paid for IKEA. And this one at least seems easier to install. And this one is actually bigger. The IKEA one I have is much smaller. It's only just one single piece. Alright, instructions. Alright, let's see what we got here. So inside, here's your corner piece. So this is just a 90-degree corner with a rounded edge. And I do agree it can go left or right, so it can either go this way or it can go this way depending on which way. This is, I'm assuming, one side of the desk. And here's another small side. And then this is a big side. So this material is not very thick. It's probably about a 1/2 inch, give or take, but it's solid wood. IKEA furniture is normally about 1.5 inches, but it's hollow honeycomb inside. So I don't know if I would screw anything directly to this just because it's a thinner material. If you're not afraid of having things go through it, it'd probably be fine. Like if you're going to drill a hole, I'm sure it's just particle board on the inside. Or MDF, it's hard to say. Alright, so for the directions, these are all our pieces, these are our legs. Looks like we get some screws, some feet, some small screws, some washers, and some wood screws. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together. What's nice is because it's 3 pieces, the 2 left and right pieces can be used independently because they have their own legs. The center is what connects them together. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together. It looks like we're going to need a screwdriver. So I got my tool set here. And this is the Craftsman 42-piece socket wrench set. And this is awesome because I can use a socket wrench and a Phillips bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready so we can put some stuff together. I got this set a couple weeks ago. I've been dying to use it. Alright, let's see what we got here. Go ahead and unpackage all the nuts and bolts. Make sure that the biggest thing to make sure is that your numbers match. So I have all the pieces to the desk. So I'm supposed to have 16 of these. So 16, these are just like a wood screw. And this is a number 2 socket on the top there. Actually, this is a number 3, but you could use a number 2. This is what I have on there right now. A number 2 works just fine. Number 2, number 3 head. I've got enough of these. And then we also have 4 smaller machine screws. Same thing, these are number 3. And then 4 little baby screws. These are definitely a number 2. And 4 washers. So let's go ahead and put this together. So the 2 curved pieces get held together between one of these pieces. So let me unpack these. Take all the little padding off. Now it doesn't say, oh, it kind of shows it in the picture, but the desk pieces, so there's this little foot here. This is going to actually go up. And then on the bottom side you have threaded in nuts that hold the feet. Alright, so there's one side. Let me get the other curved leg. This is the other side here. Now I noticed that Amazon has started doing setup services for furniture and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny because the desk I bought, or the chair I had bought, was like $60-something. The desk was about the same price, but the install fee is about $80. So here's the other side. So as you can see, there's 2 bolts that go here. Got our feet. So I'm going to get 2 of our long screws. along with this board. Now, depending on how you have your desk oriented, if this side is going to be exposed to the public, then I would put the pretty side out. If it's going to be up against a wall, then I would put the pretty side facing you and flip this board around. So depending on your use, I would change this board accordingly. So let's go ahead and line these up. Now there's no, wait, something's not right. My holes don't line up. What am I missing here? Oh, I see. Okay. So, where's the small piece? So I had some confusion in the diagram. So the small piece lines up with the curved legs because the bolts line up. Just like that. The bigger piece goes with the straight legs. So I'm going to go ahead and set this on here. I can get these mostly in by hand, and that's what I would recommend, is just get it all together before you start tightening things way down. It doesn't come with any kind of a tool set. I know the last actually I'm gonna spin this because I want the pretty side in. The last chair I got came with Allen key, so that would have been nice to include here because some people are not me and have a whole bunch of tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this. Alright, just going to snug this up a little bit. So now for some reason the little washer or the little bolt holder came out, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. Pull my screw out just a hair, and then drop this back in. Okay, so I got it figured out. So there was some dirt behind this bolt, and that kept causing it to pop up. So I took this screw and dug out what was ever behind it and popped it back in. So now let's go ahead and put this back together. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now go ahead and get our other leg. I guess this would be easier if you had two people, because then you could have someone hold it while you tighten all the pieces. But we're just going to wing it. Once you get it together, it pretty much holds itself. We might have another issue here with this side. Same screw popping out issue. Seems to be going in, maybe not. Now these I wouldn't over tight because just get them snug. Just because you are screwing into wood, it can strip. And then you have a whole nother issue on your hands. So that's together. This is pretty stable. Once you put the top on, it's... Oh no. Alright, I just put this together backwards. So the tabs are supposed to be facing the same side, so this needs to move here, and this needs to move here. Okay, so I went ahead and flipped everything, so now the tabs are both facing in. So now, this piece, which is our smaller piece, as you can see it's got little holes. This drops right in. Now there is 4, what do I use? So these will use the long screws. So these ones again. And these go in on the sides. So just get everything lined up. And then screw those in. There's no easy way to align these, unfortunately. There's a little pre-drilled hole. You just gotta get it to line up there. Maybe if you start with the corners, then that'll kind of square it up. Where did the screw go? There it is. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. So start with the corners, and then get your stuff squared up. Alright, now let's tighten these down. There's that one. I'm just doing these hand tight first, and then I'll just touch them up with the wrench. Now obviously you don't need a wrench. If you have a good screwdriver, that'll work just fine. There's half done. Now I'm going to work on the other half. It's going to go together the exact same way. It's just using different parts. We're just using the straight legs and the long board. Okay, so I went ahead and got the other half done, just like the small half. So now we can actually bring them together. And this is where your corner comes in. So this has just got 4 threaded spots, and that's when you use the washers plus the little machine screws, and then these hold the corner together. Because there's no back leg, I wouldn't put a lot of weight on this corner, because it's just, there's not a lot of, if you got maybe like a pole or something to stick in the back, then you could put a lot of weight on there, but because this is just a floating corner, I wouldn't put a lot of weight on it. These you can put weight on, they're fine, but not the corner. So now I'm going to go ahead and bolt up the corner, see what we got. So one thing I wanted to see and actually point out is there's 4 holes, but in the directions you have these small little screws, and these little screws actually help bolt this plate to this plate. I don't really know if you need these just because they are so small, but in the directions it shows basically just doubling up the screws. But I'm not. Oh, that's where they go. Okay, so the little screws go on the other side of this. There's just like a double plate. So one screw holds this corner, the other screw holds the little plate. So I'm going to go ahead and put the corner on, and then we'll bring the chair in here and see how it looks. Okay, so I have it together now. I haven't put the feet on yet, but that's not a big deal. But as you can see, it's not super deep. It's here's the instructions, and this is 8.5 by 11. So it's about a page and a half or so. So 11 plus 8, so it's probably about 18 inches all the way around. So again, not the biggest desk, but because you can put it into a corner, you gain this whole corner right here. This, once you put it together, is pretty solid. You could probably put a flat panel monitor on the back. I definitely wouldn't put the whole computer, just the monitor. And then you have room here for like a keyboard. You know, probably going to use this with this being the other direction. But let me go get the chair and we'll see how it looks with the desk. Okay, so here we go with the chair. So this is the chair all the way lowered. So hired. It doesn't quite slide under with this chair, but if you lower it just a hair, then it does slide under. Obviously it stops because you have the knee guard plate, but if I go ahead and sit at the desk, so this is a good height. I'm pretty tall, I'm 6'5", and this is a good height. This has a little bit of play. It doesn't quite sit flat, but maybe if I put those little screws in, it might help. These little guys. I notice is the alignment here on the corners. It's not perfectly lined up, but you could sit here if you had a laptop or something. I'll probably use this side more, just because I want something that's wider for keyboard, mouse, monitor, and then I'll put this side over here, move the corner. I'll have to rearrange it, obviously, but move the corner to this side and then have the corner go here, so then that way I can have my computer and everything else on this side. And then you can have more room in the corner because it fits in the corner. But overall, pretty good. I like it. It's definitely better material-wise than IKEA. IKEA, I feel like if you over-tighten it, you just destroy the whole thing. This could take, a beating. When I was putting the corner on, it fell off a couple times, and I was able to put it all back together without any issues. And this surface, I think, is going to last a lot longer than an IKEA desk, which is just a sticker that you can scrape off. So, thank you for watching.